It's time for the Justice League to face off against the Suicide Squad. Welcome to ComicsBoi, where I tell you everything about a current event or story in the world of comics. Today, we look at when the Justice League fought the Suicide Squad, which just recently concluded. The story opens with a man in boots walking towards a secure area. He's stopped by two guards, and just as they stop him, he says, "That won't be necessary. You'd rather kill each other instead." And the guards shoot at each other and die. The mysterious figure talks about the catacombs, the most top-secret prison who only hold a handful of dangerous convicts. He tells the doctor to free him, and as the doctor there follows his commands, he asks, why? And the figure just says it's because he believes in second chances. And then the guards come roaring in. The figure then kills everyone and takes criminals in the catacomb over to somewhere else. Follow me into the heart of darkness. We then cut to the Suicide Squad beating up some criminals. Now, if you're wondering what the roster of the squad is right now, it's basically the same as the movies, except it also has Killer Frost. Rick Flag is furious that Amanda Waller sent the squad on a mission without him. The mission was that a death cult led by Apex stole a Quake pulsar from Star Labs and planned on destroying the island of Badnesia, where the United States had a secret outpost. And it's up to the Suicide Squad to stop them. "Do all your missions go this badly?" says Killer Frost as she freezes a member of the cult. And it wouldn't be a good story without Captain Boomerang trying to pick up Killer Frost. "Her touch could kill you," Diablo says. "I'd always figured I'd die by a woman's hand." And Killer Frost tells the squad, "What if we just told Waller we quit?" "Then she'd make you go kablooey." She was serious about that? The squad then run up to Apex, who has the Quake pulsar in his hand. We then cut to Batman telling the Justice League about the Suicide Squad. "How many times have you stopped a villain not knowing they were working for Amanda Waller?" says the Flash. Then the JL basically learns everything about the Suicide Squad from Batman and agree that Task Force X must be stopped. As Apex seem to be beating the squad, they realize it may be over, but then Deadshot snipes to the rescue and kills Apex. But the building that Deadshot was in begins to collapse, and as Enchantress has passed out, nobody can stop the building from collapsing. Deadshot jumps off the building holding a photo of his daughter. "No more bullets, baby girl. See you in hell, Amanda Waller." "Not today, Deadshot." And Superman picks him up and places him on the ground. We then see that the JL has saved the day. The two Green Lanterns keep the building under control while Flash, Cyborg, and Wonder Woman save the people inside. As the Suicide Squad is about to leave, Batman just says, "Task Force X is over. It would be in your best interest to come with us." The Suicide Squad refuses to go to the jail, and then Waller says, "Don't let them take you alive, or you're dead." Deadshot aims a gun at Batman and says we have the advantage. "We kill. You guys, you don't kill." And with that, the two sides leap into battle. We then cut to the hidden figure who we find out is Max Lord. We then see that the criminals he has taken are Emerald Empress, Dr. Polaris, Lobo, Johnny Sorrow, and Rustam. Max Lord promises them that they will kill Amanda Waller. And when they ask what's in it for him, he just says he's going to save the world. The next issue opens with Amanda Waller screaming and ordering the squad to follow her orders. Rick Flag is closing in on the island to take them back to Bel Rev. We learn that each League member is fighting a member from the squad. Killer Frost is up against Cyborg. Batman's fighting Deadshot. Aquaman is up against Killer Croc. Deadshot tells Batman that the team has done good. They've been saving lives. But all Batman says is that Deadshot is a killer, and he will never be more than that. Alone, he is dangerous, but with a squad, even worse. Then it hits Deadshot that the team needs to split up so the JL is split up and they have a bigger chance. We then cut to Max Lord, who is being questioned by villains on why he would want to save the world out of all in the multiverse. Lobo then threatens Max Lord that if he uses his mind control, he will kill him. Max Lord smiles and says that he would never do that. Rustam says that they have all been down this path before. What makes this different? Hate. You get me what I want, you get revenge on the person you hate the most. Amanda Waller. Dr. Polaris agrees with Max Lord, but Sorrow asks what they need to do. Max just says they need to get something from a dangerous place, but they have experience with that. When the villains ask about the League, Lord just says they're busy right now. We then see Enchantress fighting Superman, and just as Superman thinks he has made the June moon inside come out, she blasts him with magic, sending him to the ground. So the Man of Steel has a weakness. Magic. We then cut to Frost defeating Cyborg by freezing his face and then running off. We then see the Green Lanterns fighting Diablo and trapping him in a big ball. We then see the Flash fighting Boomerang, and Boomerang says, "You know your weakness, Flash? You have to save innocent people," and he throws a boomerang into a crowd of people. Barry catches the boomerang, snaps it, and stares at Captain Boomerang. Aquaman is chasing Croc in the sea, and Croc manages to cut up a shark sent by Aquaman, making blood cover his vision. Croc then comes from behind and bites Aquaman's arm before Aquaman punches Croc out the water. We then see Harley on a motorcycle trying to run away from Wonder Woman. Harley then throws a bomb distracting Wonder Woman, as like the rest of the Justice League, Wonder Woman has to save innocent people. Wonder Woman looks around wondering where Harley is when she screams, "Hey, Wonder Woman!" Harley then flies the bike over Wonder Woman's head before crashing. We then see that the Green Lanterns have trapped Harley, Deadshot, and Diablo, and the Flash has defeated Boomerang, who of course ratted out Waller. Just as Waller is about to blow up their heads, Killer Frost tells her to wait, there has to be something she can do. We then see Enchantress throw Superman to the ground and Waller screams, "Absorb his life force! Freeze everyone!" Killer Frost hesitates, but then touches Superman's face, absorbing the life force, and thus getting an insane amount of power, and everyone is frozen. We then cut to Belle Reve, where Batman wakes up in a bodysuit, trapped until he hears Waller. "Your mind may be your most dangerous weapon, Batman, but it's nothing if you don't have access to your body. So I had this cell made for you, just like I did for the rest of the friends." We then see that every League member is trapped in a cell. "You're not the only one with contingencies, Batman. Justice League, welcome to the Suicide Squad." Issue 3 opens up with Rick Flag and Katana observing the destruction at the Catacomb, a prison neither of them had ever heard of. They walk onto the dead bodies of the guards. Rick Flag and Katana get the black box Waller asked them for and leave. Guards are taking Batman to his cell, but all he says is, "These restraints can't hold me," and he leaps into battle, defeating all the guards and breaking out of his restraints. "Took you long enough, Batman. Thought you'd break free an hour ago." Batman tells her to free the League, but Waller tells them they are safe. Waller then shows Batman the device that puts explosive in the squad's neck. She didn't use it on the League, though, and she hoped it would be a sign of trust between the teams. Batman doesn't listen. He knows Waller wants something, and he demands she tell him. The Suicide Squad is being escorted to Waller, and they realize they defeated the Justice League. But then the question pops up. Where is the League? Then they walk in and see every League member except Batman in a cell. Superman asks where Batman is, and Deadshot tells him he's probably with Waller talking about the world. And they've got some sexual tension. We then see each squad member mess with the League until Flash pisses off Boomerang, leading him to touching the cell and being shocked by it. The entire squad bursts into laughter. Superman then asks Killer Frost why she hesitated before draining his life force. She tells him about when she was just Caitlin. She saw Superman over her. She was about to quit college because she didn't think it was working out, but then she saw him and said if a man could fly, she could stay in college. Just as she walks off, Superman stops her and tells her about how when he first showed himself to the world, people wanted to use him like how Waller uses the Suicide Squad. But then he just proved himself and the world accepted him. He believed that they could be more than just Waller's pawns before Deadshot cuts the sappy talk and says Waller needs them. He says the squad isn't a team, it's just a bunch of people trying to survive. Meanwhile, with Max's team, they reach an island heavily guarded by the shamans, who won't let any of the island's secrets be revealed. They may even sacrifice themselves if they need to. Max Lord is having a conversation with the High Priest about freeing him, about saving the world. He promises to make the pain go away, but the High Priest screams, stating, "I will never help you, Max Lord." Is that so? Maybe you need another push. The screams are heard from the cave, and Dr. Polaris and Max Lord approach the team. It was time to kill Amanda Waller. Back to Belle Reve, Killer Frost says the Justice League deserve to go. They haven't killed like they have. Batman and Waller pop up behind them, summoning everyone and freeing the League. Waller reveals that while the jail was hunting down her team, she was hunting down the real threat, the prison escape at the Catacomb. Flag and Katana recovered the security footage, and then we learn more about Max's team. Emerald Empress uses the Emerald Eye of Ekron, which causes mystic energy, and claims she's from the future. Rustum is a highly trained assassin who uses a flaming scroll called Skimtar that can cut through anything. One of the best swordsmen ever. Dr. Polaris used to be part of Argus. He experimented on himself, causing him to go mad, but he can control electromagnetic waves. Johnny Sorrow is a psychopath who was trapped in another dimension and exchanged his physical body to become an emissary for a god called the King of Tears. Lobo, the main man, was a bounty hunter from the planet called Kazarnia and killed his entire population. He's fast and strong and can heal from any injury. Together, they are unstoppable sadists, and they were all broken out by... Superman tells her to stop the footage. He says he knows that person. He knows Max Lord and said they should worry about him the most. Harley then speaks. What's he after? Me. They want to kill me, and I want you to protect me, Amanda Waller says. That's not all they're after, Batman says. Waller explains there's a weapon that could let Max Lord take absolute control of the world. And she tells him that they are coming now, and they are a great team. How do you know they're a great team? Wonder Woman asks. Because I made them. They were the first Suicide Squad. And then Max Lord and co arrive, but they are met by the Justice League and the Suicide Squad together, ready to face them down. Superman tells them to stand down and tells Lobo he's surprised he allowed Max Lord to take control of him. But Lobo just says nobody's controlling him, and then he repeats what Max Lord says. We know which one is Superman or Lobo's right here, right? Lobo is obviously mind-controlled. Enchantress yells, enough talking, she wants to fight. And Max Lord's manipulation powers will not stop her. Max Lord smiles. Your mind is a closed box, Enchantress. But June Moon's isn't. He tells June how sick she must be of being used as Enchantress. June and Enchantress argue until she's knocked out and the Green Lanterns come to fetch her. Simon and Jessica's ring detect unknown lantern technology in the form of the Eye Emerald Empress has. The Eye blasts Simon away and the fighting begins. Max Lord sneaks away for the weapon and his team distracts the rest. Sorrow begins to unleash the monsters once boomerangs begin to come near him. And everyone is sliced by it, and the real fighting begins. 3 guards come into the scene, but are sliced in half by Rustum, who's about to open the gate, but is stopped by Katana. The two engage in a sword fight. Max Lord is quickly moving, but is stopped by Killer Frost. The two engage in a small battle, but it stops when Max Lord uses his powers to turn Frost against Waller. The Flash and Boomerang are dealing with monsters, but Lobo begins to chase Waller and chase Waller and Deadshot, who is trying to protect her. They scream that Max is manipulating him, but he doesn't believe it. He throws his chain at Waller, but then comes Batman, making the chain miss. And the 3 of them swing away as Lobo gets furious that Batman made him miss a shot. The Emerald Eye is keeping Superman at bay, but then Jessica comes in, blocking it with a construct. The Eye won't shoot at her, and then Simon crashes his construct against the Eye, cracking it. Emerald Empress panics, saying that she has to find Saturn Girl. Tune in for the Superman-Supergirl crossover. It hasn't started yet, but that's going to focus on that story. She then takes the Eye and leaves the battle. We then see a monster about to kill Boomerang, but Flash comes in and saves him. I promise not to tell the rogues if you don't. Deal. Rick Flag is also in the battle, shooting a few monsters. Rustum knocks Katana down and charges at Flag, but Katana recovers just in time to stop the blade and knock Rustum down. Wonder Woman is about to face Sorrow, but then Sorrow unleashes his real face that can kill people just by staring at it. Harley Quinn jumps in and says, "Nobody hurts her, sister," and she blocks Wonder Woman's view. She stares Sorrow right in the face and then says, "Cute face," before kicking him. Sorrow reminds me of Medusa. I wonder what happens when he looks at his own reflection, says Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman makes Sorrow stare at his own reflection and kills him, sending all the monsters away as well. How did you survive looking at Sorrow's face, Harley? Once you've looked into one abyss, you've seen them all. Wonder Woman and Harley hug before going to assist the others. Dr. Polaris is defeating Aquaman, Killer Croc, and Diablo, but Cyborg pops up, creating an electromagnetic field to cancel out Polaris's and defeat him. Lobo keeps chasing Batman, Waller, and Deadshot before Batman tells him to keep Lobo distracted. He needs to do something. He disappears. Deadshot uses a large gun to hurt Lobo, but Lobo shakes it off, throws Deadshot against the wall, and puts his chain around Waller's neck. But then, Batman pops up, hitting the explosives Waller used for the Suicide Squad in Lobo's neck. He then presses the button and Lobo's head blows up. Batman thinks the weapon is bigger than just controlling the world and demands Waller tell him what it really is that Max Lord is after. Waller tells him it's a diamond that has the power to corrupt anyone who touches it. And if Lord touches the diamond, he will be able to force everyone to obey him and become the worst versions of themselves. Killer Frost opens the vault and Max Lord touches the diamond. The Justice League and every squad member who were chasing him then stop, because the Justice League is being controlled. Boomerang wonders why they aren't being controlled, and Max Lord replies, because why would I want to control a group of losers when I can use the greatest powers in the universe? And then the entire Justice League, except Batman, is under Max Lord's control. In the space of 10 minutes, the Flash dismantled all weapons of mass destruction on Earth. The Green Lanterns put up a barrier to protect potential invaders. Aquaman secured all shores and borders. Wonder Woman was protecting all the politicians, and Cyborg controlled all communication systems. 3 minutes later, the White House was Max Lord's, and America was safe? Max calls Superman a bore and that it's no fun saving the world if there isn't someone to do it with. He then tells him to go call Waller. She would appreciate it. But where is Waller? She, Batman, Deadshot, and a decapitated Lobo are all underground. The communications to the Batcave and Belle Rev are down. Then Superman comes to lift the ground, and as Batman's about to thank him, they see the strange thing on his face and realize Max Lord is controlling him. He says he needs Waller, and Batman tells him to move back, and he takes out a kryptonite ring. But Superman just says pain doesn't affect him anymore. Superman throws Batman away in the ring before taking Waller and flying off. Was that the best chance we had of stopping him? Batman doesn't reply. Deadshot says, we are so screwed. Then Lobo's head grows back. Batman says he had to blow up his head to break Max Lord's effect on him. And Lobo says he likes Batman's style and says he is going to pummel Max Lord. They then go onto the ground to see Rick Flag and Katana, who explains that the squad is trying to take down Lord's newest pawn, Cyborg. As the Suicide Squad pummels Cyborg, Batman tells him to stop. There's a reason Cyborg isn't fighting back. Cyborg explains that his robot side hasn't fully been taken over yet. He explained that Lord has taken over the entire United States and has forced Cyborg to compromise the communication systems. He then says that he's connected to the diamond. He can feel it. It's an evil beyond anything they've ever known. It's unlocking all dark thoughts. Boomerang asks why none of them have been taken, and Harley seconds that question. Max believes you don't have the power to fight against him. And he's right, says Batman. Max Lord talks with Waller about the power he has and how much he loves it. Waller tells him the diamond will infect him, but he took precautions. He made the High Priest brand him with the sacred sigil, so he has an edge over the diamond. Back to Cyborg and the rest. Batman asks Cyborg if he can boom tube him close to Max Lord. It'll be close, but not exact. Rick Flag and Katana will stay to contain Cyborg, while Killer Frost says the squad must come with Batman, but Batman says no. Is it because you still don't trust us, Batman? Says Killer Frost. In the end, the squad and Lobo convince Batman to take them. The odds are against us. The League will not hesitate to kill you. All of us may not come back. And that's what we do, Bats. How is this any different? Deadshot says. Because you're not going as a Suicide Squad. Welcome to the Justice League. Back to Max and Waller. Waller asks Max what his endgame is. When will he stop? He says when the world has this gift. When not just the United States, but the entire world has peace. He moves out to see the people. Isn't it wonderful? Can't you hear them? They're chanting my name. The world is free. Waller looks out, all she sees is chaos. People running. Fire. Max, what have you done? Does peace scare you that much, Amanda? She slaps him across the face and tells him to snap out of it. The diamond, it's making him see things. She tells him to look at what he's really done. Max then sees what he's done. He panics. The voice, it's controlling him. He tells Amanda to help, but then a bunch of normal people scream, "Kill them!" Batman's team pops up at the scene, and the first thing he does is say no killing. Except the people want to kill them. Waller tells Max to focus. Let go of the diamond. He tells her he can't, and then Lobo spots him from the distance. Batman's team is prepared to go there, but is intercepted by the Rogue Justice League. Max Lord screams, "No!" as a black liquid leaves his body and forms a body of its own. Batman's team is fighting the Rogue League and everything is going crazy. The sun begins to get swallowed up. It's been far too long since I felt the night's darkness upon my skin. The world belongs to Eclipso, and once I've stripped it bare, I will corrupt all of creation, says the body form of the Heart of Darkness. We then open off the final issue with Eclipso saying that he doesn't make people evil. The reason darkness always returns is because it never leaves. He just unlocks the darkness. Deadshot runs towards him, firing a few bullets. Eclipso moves towards Deadshot, picks Deadshot up, and rips Deadshot's mask off. Eclipso then realizes it's Deadshot's daughter that keeps him human, so he unlocks the dark in him. And then Deadshot says he would kill his daughter. But Eclipso asks, why stop there? And then Deadshot agrees and screams, "I'll kill everyone!" Eclipso smiles while Deadshot runs off, and then he leaps towards Amanda Waller, grabbing her. Eclipso said that the sun lamps she held him in were not going to last forever, but she said she had to try. And that's when Eclipso said, "You take your worst thoughts... You take your worst thoughts, unspeakable acts, and put them to good use. And that's what I love about you." We then see Wonder Woman choking Batman before Killer Frost blows her away with ice. Batman realizes that they need to hit Eclipso with sunlight to defeat him, and just when they're wondering what they could do, they see Superman use his heat vision, which has cells of the yellow sun. They then plan to trap his heat vision in an ice prism and turn it into sunlight to defeat Eclipso. We then see everyone except Batman, Killer Frost, and Lobo have turned dark. Batman and Lobo then attack the lead while Killer Frost builds an ice prism. "You lived in the shadows for so long, Batman. Don't you think you'll ever become one with the dark? No matter what you do, Superman, you'll never be human. Ever. I know it, you know it, and your son knows it." Wait for our Superman Rebirth story to know what the son of Superman is. Superman blasts his heat vision at him, but Batman dodges it and the heat hits the prism. The light hits nearly all members of the League and the Squad. But then the prism melts and Killer Frost collapses. Batman reaches for her and she says that she can't do it. She's too weak. Batman tells her to take his life force. It doesn't matter if it'll kill him. It'll save the world. Then we hear Superman tell her to take it from everyone, but obviously Boomerang was a bit hesitant. She then says maybe she drains a bit from everyone they could do, but then Eclipso grabs her and screams, "It won't be enough!" He then tries to unlock the darkness in Killer Frost and asks her what she wants to do. She says, I want to make a difference." She freezes Eclipso and screams, "Now!" Superman uses his heat vision against the prism. Eclipso then sends out light and loses. The sun is finally back out, and the people of the world are now okay. Waller then screams to Killer Frost to kill Max Lord by draining his life force and saving her life. But she says no. She quits before Killer Frost falls on the ground unconscious. We then move to Belle Reve, where we see several Squad and League members are socializing. Superman asks Killer Frost how she's feeling, and she says what she did today was suicidal. Maybe she belongs here. Superman says that Eclipso found hope instead of darkness in her. She's a hero. Batman then tells Amanda Waller that he's taking Killer Frost to form a new team, because what she did today was heroic. She doesn't deserve to stay in jail. He also admits that he was wrong about Task Force X. Maybe there is space on Earth for both teams. After debate, Waller agrees to let Killer Frost go, but warns Batman that people like Killer Frost would work better in the Suicide Squad, and when she does eventually lose control, Batman will know it too. We then see Batman approach the main man Lobo, and Lobo thanks him for breaking Max's trance on him, and that he owes Batman one, and he's a man of his word. Then Batman says he has a job for him. You'll join the Justice League. A new kind of Justice League. Lobo says he isn't really a team player, but then Batman asks if he's a man of his word before going off. We then see Amanda Waller has Max Lord in a ball containing his powers, and then Max Lord reveals that Waller planned all of this, killed people, let several dangerous villains in the old Suicide Squad run across, and Eclipso may not even be fully dead. All this just so Task Force X is accepted by the League? Amanda Waller says she doesn't have to answer to Max Lord. Max Lord then asks if he's now part of the Suicide Squad, but Waller says his talents would be wasted in Task Force X. He's part of Task Force XI. Oh, well, if you like Justice League vs. Suicide Squad, stay tuned for more. The Batman, Lobo, and Killer Frost Justice League is set to be in the book Justice League of America, which personally I can't wait for. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and see ya.